Keith, I want to move on to the next thing, which is the title is Church Sponsored Horror. Now, Keith, you've been in this longer than us. Have you ever had any experiences where churches have done like, because Cam and I grew up LDS, trunk or treats and all that. In the Seventh-day Adventist Church, any church you've been to, have you experienced that where it's been infiltrated with things of the world like Halloween? Yeah, that we're talking about.
So in the Seventh Day Adventist Church that I have experienced, no.
Hmm.
However, there are a number of churches that I have,
Hmm.
you know, been close to that were not Seventh Day Adventist churches
Hmm.
that do celebrate Halloween, and they do have programs for kids, which with Halloween. So there's costume and there's candy, trick or treating, and things like that. Um, and funny you should say that because when I was living in Seattle at my job, there was my supervisor. She was a nice Christian lady. Uh, Her whole thing was Halloween. She would buy Halloween things, and even for her door, like when you wanted to knock, you would push the button, and it would be this like this witch cry or whatever it is, that so she knew that you wanted to talk to her, whatever. So she was the one promoting Halloween in the entire uh, place, right? And it was funny that there was a comment from an atheist, right, in there, and she made the comment to me. She said, for a Christian, I find it odd that she's so into Halloween this way, and that was the comment. This is an atheist speaking regarding her. I mean, and it's not like she's a lovely person and everything. It just stood out to her that how is it that a Christian would be promoting Halloween so intently in this way, and she was really into it. But anyway, so getting back into the this idea of Halloween and the churches promoting Halloween. Uh, it's I think the idea is that at least growing up, Halloween has been a kid's holiday. So it's the holiday for children where you would dress up and you would pretend and be something and get candy. You know, so and in my day growing up, it was basically one day. Now nowadays, so I remember last year. It was the last year or the year before. I remember how shocked I was that how people change their doors with the different seasons, whatever. And I'm kidding. Last week in August, I was seeing mats on Halloween about Halloween. So it stopped being a one day thing, celebration of one day, October 31st, which is the last day of the month, to being the whole month, to now starting in September. And now it's bleeding into like even like the last weeks of August. The summer is not even done yet, and they're talking about Halloween. So I'm gonna repeat. In my day, Halloween was a kids' day, a holiday, whatever. Today, Halloween is an adult day, and it's like it has moved, and notice it has progressed. It's been actually celebrated way in advance now, as far as almost 2 months and more in advance. So if you notice September, and I think maybe it's because there's no actually holiday like August, September, except for Labor Day. There's no other holiday, official holiday in the U.S., right? So so these months, like when you start ending the summer, the only thing people are starting to think about is Halloween and like the Halloween parties, and you've seen that. And it has become now an adult event. Become an adult event. Once it's turned into an adult event, I think, and I don't know how you guys see it, but I think it has become more prominent than ever. Like, at least growing up in my time, it was just, oh, it's just a little thing. Oh, and another thing too that I should mention is that I grew up outside of the U.S. So I grew up in Panama. So the Halloween in Panama was seen as the American holiday, right? So that's because we don't celebrate that. We kind of do, but it's kind of like, oh, the kids. And Panama was influenced because we had the Panama Canal. The Americans used to be there, so that kind of it had a little bit of an influence in with us. But nowadays, right, Halloween, I think all over the world, it's not just an American holiday; it's all over the world. Adults are celebrating it, and I think now that has become is the reason why we have it more of a it's more prevalent. If it were for kids, when it was for kids only, it's just one day, move on, right? But now, because adults are in it now, uh, it's becoming more and more, in your face, and even churches are getting into it a little bit, for the kids' sake, But you know, I absolutely don't agree with that.
Yeah, no, from my experience, I mean, just trunk or treat. I didn't really experience much in the LDS church.
What's trunk or treat? What is that?
So trunk or treat, it's like everyone would get together with their vehicles, open up their trunks, have a bunch of candy, and then all the kids in the church parking lot would go around and gather candy. That way,
It's a
yeah,
safer way.
it's safer way to do
Oh, so instead of
Halloween.
going to the neighborhood, they will go to the church parking lot to
Yeah,
get their candy.
so it's
But
safer.
do they still wear costumes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, still
Yeah.
wear costumes. Okay.
Same ritual, just in a safer surrounding and with people you trust more. And
And they
so
dress up their cars.
they dress at
It's like
what?
a little block. They dress up their cars. It's
Oh, yeah,
like a little Halloween party converted to your car.
yeah,
Oh, really? Okay, so the
Yeah.
car has like some kind of Halloween stuff
Yeah.
on it.
Decoration on it and Halloween music, and the kids go around. It's like supervised. Supervised.
I see.
yeah. And I'm pretty sure many, 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 many other churches do it. I would say most churches in the United States probably do something like that. And the problem with that, this whole inviting Halloween into the church is it's like you're opening a door, an invitation for demonic spirits to come in and to dwell with you. I mean, it's already bad enough. We know that Satan, when we worship at our churches, even those that don't practice Halloween have demonic spirits. And we know that Satanists and witches are always putting spells on our church and other churches that are as faithful as we can be to Jesus Christ. But imagine those that actually practice Halloween, how many more principalities and powerful principalities you're allowing in to
Hmm.
influence and to separate and to deceive and to allow the practitioners of witchcraft to influence the church.